Mr. Chairman, may I go next? Is it all right? If it's okay with you, I just got a couple of questions. If I can ask one, maybe get an answer and go on to the next one, I'll be as brief as I can. First of all, again, this is not about sidewalks. That's a whole nother debate. And you can have that debate at the Sidewalks and Trails Committee. You can have the debate in the Planning Commission meetings. The issue is there was an agreement made. And when there's an agreement made, the Planning Commission, as it's said in the ordinance, I believe, and this type of thing has the last say. The question that Michelle first brought up was, as a matter of procedure, we've always operated in releasing funds when we have a formal request. And then once that request is made, it's my understanding that the engineer, which would be Steve Burgo, has 45 days, Mimi?
Yes.
To inspect the construction or the improvements to make certain that they're done so that the township, once it releases those funds, has no exposure. So in this particular case, if we were to release the money, it doesn't relieve, my understanding is it doesn't relieve the township from having to build sidewalks. So that if there was a challenge to this, there's a possibility that we could be held liable to build those sidewalks, because that's what was approved. So there is here a contingent liability in this decision, in my opinion. So I would join with Michelle and urge all of our board members to postpone this to another day once we've had the proper legal review. In addition to that, the precedent that this sets for those developers who have an agreed plan by the Planning Commission and then come to the end of that project. Perfect one was the one we released escrows tonight. They have sidewalks and curbs yet to put in, correct?
Yes.
And what is to stop them after this decision tonight, if it was a vote that the majority called for, to come to us or come to a supervisor who they know and ask to do the same? And would there not be a precedent for that? Township manager answers yes. And this is a question I have to ask in order to protect at least what I see as a possible situation with the three fire companies. And that is, can I ask Supervisors Lamina, Kempf, and Olson if St. David's was solicited in any way for contributing to the fire companies?
If I may respond to that, the answer is no. In all due respect to Mr. Bonaventura, this is about sidewalks. Sidewalks between Old Eagle School Road, Tangaprussia Road,
Mr. Lamina,
Upper Gulf,
Mr. Chairman, I wasn't finished.
If I may,
What, John, what did you finish?
I got his answer, which was no. Right. So,
You asked for this. No. Good.
No.
okay, so that we don't have to deal with that in the future, I wanted to make sure that that was clear, that a decision didn't go down, and then in the future, we have a contribution of any kind from St. David's into this fire fund. In conclusion to this, the biggest problem I have is that this was pretty much done in the dark with respect to the public. It wasn't on the agenda. There was no advertisements for it. It was essentially put together over the course of probably the last week or two. It had plenty of time to get on the agenda, in my opinion, but it was not put on the agenda. So the only problem that I have with this, if we want to have a clean debate about it, let's have a clean debate about it. But put it on the agenda, advertise it, and let's get everybody involved in it, because this is a matter of procedure and protocol. And then the sidewalks is a whole nother matter. But to do this like this, it just doesn't appear to be the right way to do it, and I'm certainly not comfortable with it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, J.D. Paul, did you have something?